Alright guys, I changed my seating here. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not getting the lighting right in the other room. So for now, I'm over here. So all my layers are all over the place. Anyways, what do I want to talk about? Okay, so it is Christmas time and I am dressed right now to go clean a home. Um, Something that I'm not gonna be too sweaty in, but I bring a sweater in case I get cold. And then I've got comfy jeans that I can wear so that I can move really well in my jeans. Um, I'm going to go to a home today and I get to see Leo the Retriever. So last week was my first visit there and he's a big retriever. He's a big dog. And I like retrievers. How do I feel about retrievers? I like retrievers usually for the most part. Um, when I was married, which sounds really weird to me, for 33 years, my in-laws had a dog, Cinnamon. I was only 16. I think maybe my husband was 16. We were maybe the same age for a month. And then I was 17. So I am a little bit older than him. But I remember when we were dating and I would go over there and I would see Cinnamon. And, you know, I'm not a dog person per se, but she grew on me. She grew on me, and so that's where my love of retrievers come from. Um, when we had kids, she was really good with the kids. She was a very well behaved dog. Later they got another dog, Samantha, who was hyper. She was all over the place. They didn't take the time to train her as well or something. And she just was not the same as Cinnamon. So today I get to go see Leo. He's going to the vet this morning, so that's why I'm cleaning later, because he's got a little bit of a limp. Very good dog. It took me a little bit to get used to him because I don't give a dog, you know, right away my trust, but he is a good dog, and he was very good when I was cleaning, watching me and just, you know, put my hand out and pat him and everything. So he's a good dog. So I'm looking forward to seeing him today. I am cleaning today, and blinds are not my favorite to do, but I am learning to do blinds that are really dirty in a better way. So not your average blinds that leave dust in the home so that, you know, you need those clean or you're going to have health problems. So I might do some videos later about cleaning blinds. I'm not sure. Guys, have a schedule. I'm getting ready now to sit down and do a schedule for 2026. Not so much even a schedule, but goals for next year. In 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and then I will break it down to weekly, which I already do. You know, I have my calendar. I'm like, this is what I did this week, and I look at it. This is what I'm doing next week. And like right now, I have a bunch of groceries to put away, you know, and I could get caught up in this. I could get caught up in organizing the pantry again. And I'm like, no, schedule it. Do a schedule because your time is so valuable. So I'm doing that. I'm doing my goals for next year. And then the weekly, which I already do, and then the daily. My daily grind is going to get bigger. So just now I was talking about my son. My son's birthday is coming. This week I have a Christmas baby. The best gift ever for Christmas. The best was having a baby. And so as I have so much to do all the time, that habit of a grind is good. You want to streamline, and I did a video about this before. Streamline your time so that you have just the basics covered, so you can focus on your family and you can focus on work. So if I get this job that I do want, we're talking like 48 hours at least a week, which I want, and then work at night too, because like I said, my finances are the priority right now, on top of my family, of course, first. And then one of the goals is to come back to New Hampshire. So I am going back. I am going to get either a trike or go back to class to get on a motorcycle. I'm not sure which one I'm doing, but that is one of my goals. So I will be back in New Hampshire, and I will be going to Bike Week, and I am looking forward to it. I mean, it may even be once I get to New Hampshire, I find a deal on a bike so that I don't have to bike cross country, because I'm not ready for that. I may get 2 bikes. I may have one here where I can practice, and then I'll have one in New Hampshire where I can go up to Bike Week. So that is my goal this year. I did think, why did I go through this trial with losing my husband and going through all this stuff over here at Colorado? You know, for a while I didn't know. I'm like, why did I go through all this? What is going on? Sometimes you go through things and you can't even see straight. You're like, I don't even know what's going on. And God had a plan, of course, all the way up until last week with my son. If I wasn't here, and the way he traveled and the way I got here, everything worked together perfectly. But now I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have been as close to God, because my husband was like, I'm not really into church. And when we went to a church, a small church in New Hampshire, he's like, I'm leaving, I'm not into church. He was going the wrong way, and I didn't even know it. So if I did not get over here, get in the churches, and get all the resources and everything I needed, I would have probably gone down with him. You know, I would have been willing to go homeless with my husband. That's how committed I was to my marriage when we lost our home. But I wasn't willing to do that for my son. I'm like, our son is not going to be homeless, our youngest. And he's doing great. He's doing amazing. He's just gotten A's. You know, he's just doing great. But I would not have been as close to God. I would have gone the wrong way, probably following him. You know, the pastor did a sermon the other night talking about this dad who didn't want to go to church. And the mom was going to church. And the kid's like, I want you to go to church, Dad, with us. And he's like, nope, go with your mom. Go with your mom. And then another time it was like Christmas. And the kid said, Dad, please, please come to church with us. And he's like, nope, your mom's got her coat on, go with her. So he headed back down to the bar. Every night he would go down to the bar. So he went back down to the trashy bar. And back in those days, the bars were pretty trashy. And so he put his coat on, he started walking down to the bar, and all of a sudden he hears a noise behind him. And it was winter, of course. This was right around Christmas. And the pastor tells the story better. But anyways, he turns around to see who's behind him. And the kid was behind him. And in his footsteps, he was going, and he was jumping from one footstep to another. And he was following his father's footsteps right to the bar. I guess that night he had conviction that he was actually setting an example for his son. And he chose to turn around and go to church, and he had gotten saved. So, guys, what the dads do are very important, because usually sons will follow in their footsteps. So you want your dads to be going to church, to love God with all their heart. And if they don't, you know, it makes it harder for the sons. So my sons, the ones with me, are now all walking with God, and I'm very thankful for that, and praying for one son I have who's going completely the wrong way in life in another state, and I'm praying for him. And that's all you can do as a godly mom, is pray for your sons sometimes. So that's what I got for today, guys. I gotta finish my laundry, put it away, and get some things done and get that goal making done. All right, thanks for joining me, guys.